Hey, it's Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka, a forum where you and I have conversations on unraveling social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, and a lot more about the millennial world around us. If you're not hearing this voice for the first time, welcome back to today's episode. To you who is hearing my voice for the first time, I welcome you to this podcast. So today is the 10th of October. And that is World Mental Health Day. We keep raising awareness about mental health and everything that we need to know. And in this episode, I have a special guest, Biyinzika Simon, talking about his experience with mental health, plus his song Buikwe, which highlights a trivialized topic, men and mental health. Listen in. Today with us is Simon Peter Biyinzika, audio recording artist. Is that a word?
Recording artist.
It's just recording artist.
Yes.
At the audio recording artist.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, still audio. Please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Hi. Biyinzika Simon is my name.
Yep.
And my stage name is Boomba. Mm-hmm. Boomba basically means clay in Luganda. Boomba.
Why didn't I think of?
Yeah, so basically the
You're
name
a corn artist.
Not really. It's
I
just
thought
that.
I was thinking of Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, what? So like
an African
a very
kind
interesting
of thing.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend in secondary school was called Timothy. Mm-hmm. So basically, you can say Timo and Boomba. Yeah,
wow! Okay.
Yeah, that sounds hilarious. But anyway, yeah, that's just basically. Boomba means clay, which is to me it means a lot because it's hard when glass breaks. Yeah, it literally almost becomes useless after that. It's hard to put it back together.
Right.
But for clay, it's different because when it breaks, you can literally wet it, and then it will go back to soft, and then remold it. So even when you're broken, you are still useful in a way that you can become another vessel of sorts. You can be a pot, you can be a nice vase on the table, a flower vase, or you could be anything, man. Yeah. You can be a what's it called? A sculpt, like
molded.
Yeah, you can be a sculpt, like a sculpture.
Yeah,
that's the word, sculpture. I don't know what I was saying.
Sculpt. I think sculpt is a verb.
To sculpt, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can be a sculpture. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can be sculpted. You could be anything.
Recruiting people in your clan because I also want to be Boomba.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where the Boomba comes from. It's like for me, it has a deeper meaning for me.
It's deep.
Yeah.
Because now I also want to be Boomba, man. Like that's.
Fun fact: I actually want to change my name from Simon to Boomba, Biyinzika Boomba, like legally.
Wow.
But that will be later on, yeah, because I'm also very big on Pan-Africanism. I don't know why I have the name Simon, so I don't really fancy the name Simon. I actually feel better when you call me Biyinzika or Boomba. Yeah, so. And
Biyinzika is meaningful, and now you're going to be carrying yourself with two meaningful names.
It is, yeah.
What order would it be? Boomba Biyinzika or Biyinzika Boomba?
Biyinzika Boomba.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now you're looking at Biyinzika, it's
all
possible.
All things are possible.
And then you have Boomba.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still. I feel like it still drives to the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all things are possible, and you're never really broken. You're always useful somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my names are very, very. Biyinzika was given to me by my mom.
Yeah.
Before that, I had my dad's names.
Oh, okay.
As I went Ntanda Simon Peter and Ntanda Musisi, which I didn't fancy that much. I do not have any connection to my father's side, so I just didn't fancy the names because I didn't really feel like I didn't identify with the name, so I scraped it off. Okay. And then decided to go with the name my mom gave me, Biyinzika. Yeah.
What did you want to be while growing up?
So funny thing is, I grew up in Entebbe. So you can guess, every kid in Entebbe almost wanted to be a pilot at some point.
Is it?
Almost.
That was rare to hear. People were just talking about doctor, and I don't know what other things.
Very many kids who grew up in Entebbe fancied aeroplanes, so they wanted to be pilots at some point, I think. But yeah, I wanted to be a pilot at some point. Then I realized, not for me. But I actually enjoyed physics, which was very interesting. So
that's
now,
as far as when? Is it just O levels or still at A levels?
Even like when I was still like in primary, I didn't know it was physics, but I was I fancied like it was intrigued me, like gravity and
you knew gravity in primary.
Yeah, but like those things were
Did
there.
we know gravity
not like
at that age?
in their simplest form.
Yeah.
Because you'd see them in books and stuff. Like so, it was in their simplest form. It wasn't like the complicated gravity and then, but yeah, it was in their simplest forms, not with Newton's laws and whatnot. No, it was in their simplest forms. But you still like we had simple like in science there was pulleys and stuff like that. Like all that stuff was then. I don't know.
The magnets. I think it's the
magnets
that we did in primary.
No, there was pulleys in my primary.
What is pulleys?
Like mechanisms, the effort, load, and the pivot.
Oh, that seesaw.
Yeah.
Seesaw.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, those things. Yeah.
Is it called a pulley?
No, there was the effort, load, and then there was the pulley thing. Because also that also had the same thing: effort, load, and pivot. It had the same thing. There was a pulley.
Wasn't that a seesaw?
The thing that looked like a seesaw was the one that had like the triangle thing.
Yeah, the pivot.
Yes, the pivot.
Yeah.
Now the pulley had a round pivot where like there's a pulling and then there's a load going up and there's the effort coming down. So there's that pivot.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it was part of all that. Yeah. So those things fun. I fancied them, and I also fancied music because I grew up around a lot of musicians. I grew up around a pastor. So I almost was like a pastor's child. My godfather was a pastor.
Yeah.
At a church called EPC, Mr. Timothy Chibirige. So, man, watching him play his guitar, and he was left-handed. I'm left-handed too. So that like we had like that
makes
connection.
It easier.
We used to him and he almost took over a dad role at some point because we used to wash the car together.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, And so I fancied music a lot, but I was also very, very introverted when I was a child. I did not know how to express myself much, so I think I couldn't ask people to teach me do certain things. And then I remember I wrote this, like, I think I was like primary 6 or something, and I wrote this like weird, very small song, I'll never know.
And you're singing it?
So I went to church and sang it. It was terrible. It didn't go well. It was terrible.
So
I flattered. I sang like in 3 different keys at the same time. I flattered. I was like, man, this is so horrible.
You did it for the congregation?
Yeah. So
Who
funny thing is,
pushed you to do that? Were you ready?
I was like a star child when I was a kid. Yeah, I had like this very good memory. So I'd like recite memory verses, like a whole psalm from like beginning to end.
Yeah.
So like I would go in front, like they would take me in front of church to do that, and then I really won a lot of gifts for that. Like I was like a church favorite, school favorite because of that. So I would recite those, and it was really cool. So this time I was like, instead of reciting a verse, I want to go and just sing, which didn't really work out. It was disastrous. And then I remember there's this girl I really like. She was called Tracy, I think.
Because now we're still talking about. Are we still in primary at this time?
Yeah, but anyway, that's just it was just the music thing that I fancied after some time because I really liked also writing. My mom was a teacher of English, so songwriting came in through that because I liked reading a lot and I liked writing poems and stuff like that. And I picked up the songwriting, and then now here I am. I went to music school.
You did?
Yeah, so music school I was doing as majoring in production, which is basically sound engineering is basically like physics. Well, like you're dealing with waves, you're dealing with frequencies, so it's basically physics and sound and music. So it's like the 2 of my favorite things came together. That's how 2 of my favorite things came together in music school.
Yeah. Music school. I mean,
yeah.
When you talk about music school, and did you do it from here?
Yeah. There's a school called Africa Institute of Music. It's along Entebbe Road.
Because it's not really common to hear people talking about how they went to music school.
It's a very long story how I ended up there. I had to go through all the other things, S4, S6, and then university.
Yeah.
I did a course I didn't really fancy, and then I told my mom, you know what, I still want to do my music, so I went to music school.
And that's how you went to the music school.
Yeah.
How has it been pursuing music?
It has been challenging because you have like, there's not much money there, so it's usually just the passion that drives you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a journey and a half.
Journey and a half.
Yeah,
You're still
and now
moving.
I'm recording my very first album after very many years.
Very many years is how many years?
Yeah, man, there's songs on my album that I wrote in 2009.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's
and
11
then-
years down the road.
Yeah, and then now they're on my album, my first album.
Does it go on like a book whereby you keep editing? Maybe you can look at something.
Fun fact, I always never really write down. I always keep things in my head a lot. When I write them down, they get lost. I am very disorganized, and I lose a lot of things.
Yeah.
So when I write them down, they tend to get lost. So usually,
You write in your head.
yeah, most times I keep them more in my head than on book.
Amazing.
I have a better memory that keeps a lot. My short-term memory is messed up, but my long-term memory is really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're talking about the release of your first album, and there is just one particular song I think that you're going to be releasing tomorrow.
Yes.
Buikwe.
10th September. Yes.
10th
October. My bad. 10th October.
Yes, Buikwe.
Yes.
Tell us about Buikwe. I wish I had some. Okay, I think. Do we play it at the end?
Yeah, sure. I could play it for you at the end.
Yeah.
You guys could be the first people to listen to it, probably, or something. Yeah, but
Yeah.
so Buikwe is basically a song. It's a very disturbing song. It's not a very. At the surface, it looks like a very nice love song of some guy who misses his love interest,
Yeah.
who is far away. Buikwe, I think you know Buikwe. Buikwe is like a place along Ginger Road that is actually really deep inside.
I just
getting
hear about it,
getting there is
actually.
like quite a bit remote. So
You've been
just
there?
imagine someone. Yeah, I've been there a few times, but just imagine, like, it was just like the distance thing. It's just like to show distance. Like, I mean, imagine you're traveling from Kampala to Buikwe every day. That's not practical. So it's like literally like a long distance relationship of sorts. So yeah, it's just like a metaphor for distance, a lot of distance. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, the song. That on the surface it just looks like a song, a love song, like a normal love song. But when you actually listen to the lyrics
Yeah.
properly, then you realize it's very disturbing. Because this guy who misses this woman
Yeah.
is in a place where he cannot communicate. He does not know how to communicate. He's not mentally well enough to communicate healthily.
Yeah.
So he knows that the girl loves him,
Okay.
and he really loves the girl back.
Okay.
But there's times when he actually ghosts her, and he just disappears on her, and she's tired of all this. Like, he knows that she's tired,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know how to tell her that, and he's quiet, and he has all these things he writes down to explain these things to her. But then in the end, he's like, screw it, it's not worth it, and then he burns the letter that he wrote her.
Oh.
But then he's all in pain. Like, when he's doing these things, it's actually in pain.
Okay.
And he's just scared that if she sees his skeletons, then she may really, really, really freak out and just he's just scared of her reaction if she ever sees the skeletons in his closet. So it's a very a song about being afraid.
Yeah.
A song about mental health. A lot of because his PTSD is not a very nice thing to be suffering from.
Yeah.
In Uganda, man, like, I think it has been of recent that mental health has come to the forefront, but before this, there hasn't been much talk about mental health.
Yeah.
So I feel that everything works in its own time, in its perfect timing. So my album rotates so much around mental health, different mental illnesses.
So it's not just Buikwe
not just Buikwe. Like the whole album has like an element of like weird, because one of the songs is called Stranger. There is skydiving. There's
oh, so I imagine skydiving is a little bit disturbing.
Yeah, skydiving with no parachute. That's the song. Yeah. There's a lot of other songs on there that, on the surface they look like normal, happy, feel-good songs or sad songs or heartbreak songs, but there's a lot of mental health involved in there. So that's Buikwe.
All right, you talked about the guy who cannot really communicate. And he's afraid that if he opens up his skeletons to this woman, the woman will be afraid. Is this a culture that you have seen or experienced in our society, especially in regards to the men?
There's a lot I can say about that. So first of all, like even with all this feminism going on and women emancipation and everything else, you would think people would be progressive enough or be educated enough, but apparently not. Even with all that going on, there's a lot of people who still think crying is not very manly. There's people who still think people think a lot of things about men. Like it's very rare for a man to
robotic
exactly. You're supposed to be like strong, macho, Mr. Fix It All,
I think it's okay to be strong, but in
but
a humanly way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay to be. It's actually a good thing to be strong, but you cannot be strong all the time. It's okay not to be okay sometimes. And there's no shame in that. But apparently people do not think the same way. And so, being a man who is not... personally, I've struggled with clinical depression. I was diagnosed with clinical depression a while back, but I've struggled with depression for the longest time, where I have like these long bouts of just staying alone in my room and I do not want to see anyone. I'm just numb. And it's hard to talk about it because people do not understand it. It's even hard for your own relatives to understand, even the people who are close to you. So
I don't know, sometimes I feel like strangers understand us better than the relatives ever do.
Actually, sometimes it is true. Because my mom used to call it laziness, like poverty is knocking on your door. She did but I do not blame her because I did not talk too much about it. Probably if I had talked about it, probably she would understand it. I do not know.
No, it's a little bit a confusing state. Because even if you had talked about it, would she understand?
It was even funny because I did not know what was going on with me in the first place at some point. So I thought I was just a broken thing that just
you felt lost.
I felt so much for the longest time. I felt like a failure in life because of it. And I tried. I think at some point I tried seeing a therapist and it didn't work out. I have only recently started seeing another therapist who's trying out something that's new called EMDR, and it's actually working. Although it's very exhausting. Every time I go in, I come out and I feel like I've been drained for 1,000 years.
You said it's MDR?
EMDR.
EMDR.
Yeah, it's one of the therapies that were introduced, I think, about 15 years ago. That helps someone deal with PTSD and stuff like that. That's basically it. It's hard being in that space because not very many people understand you. And then, in regards to the song, people think they want to understand you. People think, but it's because they have built up this image in their head about you. So they say, it's okay to open up, it's okay, I'm here for you. And then the moment you do that, then you freak them out and then they disappear. They could literally leave you there hanging.
I saw a quote somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know when I saw it, but the thing just stuck in my head. It was like people want to be there. People want to say they want to be there for you. Only when it is comfortable for them.
Yes, exactly.
So the moment it becomes rocky for them, they just
and then it freaks them out, and in a way I don't blame them, but I also learned that we are human, and I've learned the hard way that it's not it's not it's you should just be wise about it.
Speaking of therapy, how did you end, because you've talked about your experience with mental health, how did you get to a space whereby you realized you needed therapy? Because I feel like these are not things that are really known to us, because I was taken to a psychologist when I was in S4. But I didn't know why I was there. I wasn't told why I was seeing a psychologist. And then it just dawned on me. I knew she was a psychologist. I was talking to her, but I wasn't given a reason as to why I was speaking with her. And still nothing was resolved because I was suppressing stuff. I didn't open up to her because I didn't know why I was talking to her anyway. I thought she was just us talking. Therapy. How did you get to a place whereby you felt, was it your personal initiative that you realized you needed to see a therapist?
Not at all. So this is a hard topic to talk about, but anyway, since we're here now, we might as well. So earlier this year, I had a lot going on. I was struggling with my work. This brings me to my other thing, mental health in the workspace. In Uganda, man, that's like a very hard thing. People expect you to be okay. Like you'd think, when you're not okay, when you're not physically okay, when you cannot go into work, you ask for a sick leave or something, right?
Yes.
So they give you a few days off to recover. But why can that be the same for mental health?
They don't know. It's even hard to explain to them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how toxic our workspaces are, that people are slowly dying, but because it's always driven by results, and you're not finding out how are the people that, it's only physical that the people think about, but they don't think about the mental space. And yet that is like literally your computer up there. It's that runs the whole system. So if it's not okay, then nothing is okay. So I was in this space where I was working somewhere. And this place was a very challenging place to be in, because on top of not really caring about mental health, physical health, I was, every day that I missed when I was unwell, if I was supposed to go to hospital, or I had malaria and I couldn't make it to work, my salary would be cut.
Is it?
Yeah. So you just imagine if even your physical health is not really a thing
put into consideration.
Yeah, so just imagine, what about mental health? So it was a very challenging space to be in. And I was struggling with that. And then as I was struggling with that, then came COVID and everything shut down. Then there was like a lockdown. And then it just fed my depression. So I did not even have to struggle to be alone. I was alone most of the time. And I remember I was like, you know what, I'm just tired of this. What if like I just don't feel anything after this? If I died, I wouldn't feel anything after that. So I overdosed on pills. And I was like, this is it, I want to die. And then it didn't work. Funny enough, it didn't work. Backstory to that, I've used a lot of medication. So somehow I think my body has adapted to a lot of medication. So it didn't work as I expected it to work. So I survived that, but a few days after that, I started, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was puking and I was doing all these things. I was like, this is the time I'm going. But in my head, I was thinking...
Could it have been your body reacting?
Yes, no, I think it took a while to react to the medicine and everything. So, so in that moment, I thought, this is it, I'm going. So, but I didn't want people to think you know, like there's always conspiracies around it, like they poisoned him, or you know. So I just wanted to make it clear. So I put it out on position just in case I'm dead by the end of the night. This and this and this and this is happening, and then I think a few people freaked out.
Yeah.
And I think one of my pastors sent it to someone who was in the mental health space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the end of the night, I think in the morning, I think I'd picked out most of it. I think I don't know, but I was not that as bad as I was in the night.
Yeah.
So actually, like around 5 a.m., I think I deleted the post. But I think a lot of people had already seen it. It's weird how many people are awake in the middle of the night.
Where was the post? Was it?
So it was on Facebook. So it was weird how many people were awake around that time because people saw it. I was even shocked. So yeah, it went around. So in the morning, they sent an ambulance to pick me up.
Oh, someone just sent the ambulance.
Yeah, so an ambulance came to pick me up in the morning. I met this amazing lady called Tina.
Yeah.
And she's now my current boss.
She's now your current.
Long story short, there was a lot going on. She helped me get back on my feet.
Yeah.
She checked me to get medication, antidepressants and stuff like that. And then like she literally saw to it that I was getting the help that I needed.
Yeah.
She literally like was my mother for a bit. She's still like a mother figure right now.
She was in the ambulance, or
no,
you were driven to her?
I told you like it went around. Like my pastor sent it to someone who was in a mental health space.
Oh.
So she's the one that sent
the ambulance?
Limia to pick me up. Yeah,
okay.
An ambulance company. So she's the one that literally followed up. She was like, okay, so you've been to. So they took me to Butabika referral. And then I went to the OPD outpatients department. They gave me medication. They gave me a psychiatrist to see, and then they discharged. They wanted me to stay, I think, the night, but I was like, you know what, I'm not staying here. It's already depressing as it is. So
they
I came
give
back home.
you an option. They don't just take you, because I think it
depends on how severe it is. If they think you're going to try to kill yourself again, then I don't think they want to leave you alone.
Yeah.
I think they want to keep you under observation for a while. Yeah, but I have a way around people, so I convinced them to let me go. And I ended up back home. But then Tina kept following up, and then she gave me my next job, where I was, which was in the mental health space. Ironically, I became her personal assistant for a while, and then still work for her in other ways, data collection, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff I help her out with. So so right now she's like she has a company called Malachite Consulting. Okay. So Malachite actually executive produced the album, is a executive producer to the album. Because they care a lot about mental health. That's the space they're in. So it was something that so that's how I am here now, recording the album and getting better.
By the day. I had asked about how you got is this the first time this year that you got to see a professional?
This was the first time I've seen someone before, but it didn't really help, so I stopped going anyway. But I think this is the time when it's been intentional with someone actually following up. And did you go today? Which place are you in? Are you at a 4? Are you at a 5? Are you at a 1? At the scale, on the scale, like if you're at a 5, then it's really bad. That means you have, like, they can literally have to come and pick you up. If it's a 1, that means you're in a good place. Or a 0, that means you have no burden at all, and you're like in a really happy place.
Oh, 0?
Yeah, 0 is like a burden scale. So if you have 1, then you have like a bit of burden. 2 is a bit more burden.
Oh, it's 3, a burden scale.
Yeah, like burden compared to mental health. Yeah, in regards to mental health, what's the burden you can carry, like you think you're carrying right now. So if it's really, really bad and you feel like you want to end your life, it's mostly at around 5. So there's a scale. So she always like, what are you feeling? Give me a number right now, because she knows that you probably don't want to talk about it. So the numbers help. You just have to give her just a number. I'm at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
That's like codified language.
Yeah.
And I think it makes it easier for the
than
person
trying
to
explain yourself.
communicate.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes words fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now when you talk about the very first therapist that you had and it didn't work out,
Yeah.
was it after a diagnosis?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I
There's a
feel like
diagnosis. Yes.
it's so you went to see a doctor
yeah,
and
they give you a bit of questionnaires to fill out, and they talk to you about stuff. They ask you a bit of questions here and there. Then they find out what's going on, and then um, you have to be really open, because if you're not really open, then they can actually misdiagnose you. So you have to be really open about stuff, which is a bit hard. It's quite a bit difficult place to be.
Yes.
It can be annoying because you can ask the same question over and over again in different ways, and then you feel like, but I've said this a lot of times, so it was just challenging, because I feel at some point I was very annoyed and very angry.
Yeah.
And very irritated. Yeah, I get easily irritated with things like that. So but that's how I ended up here, trying to receive help. Also, it hasn't been easy, because they've changed out a few people, and then they've recommended other few people. So in the end, they recommended a therapist who's situated on the surgery. So that's where I go. Weekly.
So weekly basis.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow we have Mental Health Day.
Yeah.
The 10th of October, and this is when your album is coming out.
No, my first song on the album.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Buikwe.
Oh, not the whole album.
Not the whole album.
I don't know, somehow I think it's just the album itself is Buikwe.
No, the album itself is called Lost ID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Lost ID. I feel like it's a very big topic. If I went into it right now, we would not finish now. So but it has to do a lot with identity, mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, if you do not know who you are, then it can actually affect your mental health. Yeah, and there's a lot of things that have...
Not that it can, it really hurts your mental health.
It really does, because you're lost. Literally, you're lost.
You can't identify yourself, and you can't even figure out what it is that is wrong or right with
Picture
you.
this, the generation have gone in.
Yeah.
In school, we've been totally caned for speaking vernacular, and then now you grow up, and then people ridicule you because you cannot speak your mother tongue.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you're stuck in the balance there, where like you're thinking like, what the heck am I supposed to do now? So like you're stuck in that weird place where you do not know what to identify with. Yeah, so it's very strange. Yeah,
I mean, I had a moment where I had to write to the prefects because they were going to report me to the HM.
Wow.
So I had to promise the prefects that I wasn't going to speak Luganda again.
Man.
But of course it wasn't going to work.
No, right? It was a very strange thing to be, man.
We really keep losing ourselves to people's demands, or every community that we go to, we somehow become a sponge of that community.
Yeah, exactly true.
And then you move your sponge to somewhere else that it's not where your absorption is not. Yeah. And then now you have to take on something else. Yeah. So
that
I very much
can be very
understand.
challenging to your mental health. Yeah. So there's all those topics are talked about when in the album. Also oppression from different places. The leaders we have, or probably like
the governance.
Yeah, like different things that happen. It could be your landlord. It could be like, but there's like oppression from every place. Like people in a high place. It could be your boss actually, being your oppressor. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the album, but it's all directed towards mental health in the end.
I was just talking to someone when I was on my way here, and I say something like, the many things that Ugandans are doing that are wrong. There's a very high chance that people are sick because of the oppression there, or the disappointments they're experiencing from governance. And then you go, and then we have a culture of suppression. They keep telling you, suck it up. Or you want to complain about something, they say, that is very small, someone else is doing this. So we really encourage a culture of suppression. So people are forced to be in a space whereby they are supposed to pretend that they're happy. You see, Ugandans are really funny on social media, but I think they're just finding humor to cover up what's really happening. Because you even get to see whereby Kawesi died. And then there was a Kawesi challenge. I was like, are you serious?
Man, that stuff sometimes sickens me to the stomach.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to like ignore it, because if you keep on like taking it in, it can really be bad for your mental health.
It becomes a personal struggle.
Oh man, it can be very terrible for you. So like there's things you see and then you're like, no, not today, Satan. I will not take that on. Like, but then, man, there's a lot of stuff that affects you. Like the things you see. By the time someone like a border man decides to light themselves on fire, like that's like things are not fine.
They've gotten to the end.
It's like like I'm literally like, what the heck is going on? Like, man, people are tired. By the time someone literally undresses in public, and says I'm tired. Like you cannot do that on a normal day. It is under so much pressure that someone can do that, and they're like, you know what, I'm tired. Like, what, come watch me. Like, if this is the way I want to be hard, let me be hard. At least, it's very disturbing. Yeah.
What message would you have for our listeners on mental health?
I just want to say something. Man, whatever you are, woman, man, child, it is okay not to be okay sometimes.
Yeah.
It is okay not to be okay sometimes. So take a deep breath. Do not feel pressured to do anything.
Yeah.
Take a break. Always take a break for yourself. It's very amazing how what breaks can do for your mental health. Just the break from everything. If you can afford it, go away for something. If you can't, then it's okay, but take some time off for yourself. And if you really want to talk to someone, if you're struggling with something, please talk to someone. Strong Minds Uganda, in partnership with Ministry of Health, have a call line. You can actually dial *252 *10# right now. *252 *10#.
*10#.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that on all networks?
Yeah, on all networks. It's free on Africell and MTN.
Okay.
But apparently Airtel carries a small fee, like I think like for a message or something. Yeah, it's not that big of a fee, but yeah, it's like, trust me, you register yourself and then someone will call you back in a bit.
You just dial it and the person calls
and register yourself. Yeah, like they ask. Yeah, register yourself. You don't put there your name exactly.
Yeah.
But like just I think just identifiers, and then they'll call you back. They'll find out how to reach you, and then if you just say your number, they'll call it.
Oh, that's on registered numbers?
No, basically they just.
Oh, the moment you
ask
dial
questions
the
like
code.
*252 *10#. They ask you a few things. They give you a few prompts. Go through the prompts. Register. It may take them a day or two, but they'll get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because.
So it's not on the instant. I imagine it's
I think there's a bit of a lot of people registering at the same time, so it may not be as instant as because I mean they also have they don't have that it's like, I mean, if you have like 10,000 people signing up or 1,000 people signing up, and then you have like probably like 30 people responding to the call lines, it might be a bit challenging. But they get back to you at some point, and sooner or later they'll get back to you. So just please sign up, and someone will call you.
Okay.
Someone will call you, and you don't have to go through this alone. You can talk to someone.
Someone you trust.
Yeah. Sometimes it's actually easier to talk to strangers about things, because it's now easier because if they're calling you on phone, then they don't have to see you. You do not have to see them. They're just talking to someone on phone, and you're like, let me let it out.
And they may never know how you even look
That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't know you, you don't know them. They can let it, because it's hard to confide in someone, because now you're like, how will they see me after this?
Yeah.
Or it's quite a challenging thing when you know someone. But I feel like, to me, it's easier when you don't even know someone and you're talking to them over the phone.
Yeah.
You don't have to meet them. You do not have to what, and then you get the help that you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it more like a counseling thing?
Yes, there's counseling on there. Yeah.
Okay.
If you feel like it doesn't work for you, trust me, Uganda has one of the best mental health facilities in Africa, if you didn't know that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Uganda?
Butabika River is a very beautiful place. It's not, when people imagine Butabika, they imagine all this crazy stuff going on, or probably people on, like,
I think they just
like
imagine
straight
people on the
jackets.
streets.
Yeah, like, but no, it's actually a very, very, very good place to go to. You can get the help you need for free. They would not charge you a single coin. You literally go to the outpatient department or like the reception and ask for someone. Trust me, they'll find someone. They'll find a psychiatrist for you.
Okay.
You'll get the help you need. All the medicine there is free. All the medicine I got from Butarika Referral was free of charge. I didn't pay a single coin for it. Yeah. I didn't pay a single coin for it.
All this information is not out there in the public.
Trust me.
I think it's because the place has been, what's the word?
Stigmatized.
Yes,
apparently. Like there's a lot of stigma around.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a very, they have good facilities. Trust me.
Wow.
Yeah, they have good facilities. They'll, you may find a longer line, but if you go, through.
Oh, there is also such thing as finding long lines.
Yeah, because I mean, people are trying to get help. So
yeah,
people are trying to get help. Yeah, so there's that. But then, trust me, you'll get the help you need at no cost.
Amazing.
Unless you want to sign into the private ward.
Oh, there is.
But then there's
the private
if you're checking in, and then but if you're not signing into the private one, then you don't have to pay a single coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So I feel like people shouldn't be scared or feel intimidated to actually go there. Mm-hmm. It's actually not a very bad place to be. It's I went there. I got the help. I got help from there. So I would recommend it. By the time I recommend it, I actually also had the same stigma around Butarika.
Yes.
Until I went there, and then I went through this process, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what happens.
And I actually feel like people would be scared of going there because they feel like, no, I am okay.
Yeah.
They want to convince themselves that they're okay. They have not got into that space whereby it leads them to hospitalization or anything related to hospital and medicine.
Yeah.
You talked about this code. I didn't grasp it in my head. I think I need to learn how to recite.
I think I can say it a few more times.
Yeah.
Star.
Okay.
252.
Star 252.
Star.
10 hash.
Then hash.
I think that's easy. Star 252. Star 10 hash.
10 hash. Yeah.
Is that an organization handling all that?
Yes, Strong Minds Uganda.
Strong Minds Uganda.
Yeah.
How is there any other way that they can be approached?
They have
beyond
offices
the code
in Mukoto.
Okay.
It's hard directing you, but if you reach the market, okay, that's very hard. It's complicated directing you. But if you Googled it, like if you Googled the pin
on the maps,
you could actually get directions to the place.
Okay.
Strong Minds Uganda.
Social
if you
media.
Look, I think even on Facebook you could find them. You could even find their numbers on social media. Just type in Strong Minds Uganda, and I think you'll find them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yeah. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation and raising awareness on mental health.
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you?
Oh, Boomba UG. I have a Facebook page, Boomba UG.
Okay.
Just look for BUMBA UG.
Yeah.
That's on Facebook.
That cool icon. Is that your official logo?
Yes, that's my logo.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Then on Twitter, same thing, Boomba_UG.
Okay.
And then same thing for Instagram, Boomba_UG.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
YouTube, yes, YouTube, Boomba UG, still Boomba
because
UG.
People need to watch the.
I have a bit of content on the channel, but most interesting things are going on now.
Yeah.
Since the album is coming to fruition. So go and subscribe, share, like.
Yes.
Boomba UG.
Because I want the listeners to know where they can find the song Buikwe.
Yeah. The song Buikwe is actually going to be up tonight, exactly midnight, 10th October.
Okay.
Yeah, 0 hours. Yeah. It will be up on the official audio will be up.
Okay.
On the YouTube page, so you could go check it out. It's amazing. It's cool music though. It's not stuff you hear every day. So just go listen to that cool music and let me know how it speaks to you.
Give feedback.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Shout out to Biyinzika for joining me on this World Mental Health Day. Like he said, it is okay not to be okay. Seek help in times of crisis. Find someone to talk to. On the part of men and mental health, let's not suppress men's emotional needs in the name of being man enough. Whatever dogma you subscribe to, Christianity or humanity or any other, whatever you subscribe to, there is not a provision that denies men of emotional expression. If you have found this episode very informative and helpful, do not forget to share. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss out on any episode, and also make sure that you follow the show on Facebook and Instagram. It's all #time with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. Then on Twitter, it is at HTNK Podcast. HTNK is all caps lock, and then podcast is in lowercase. Today we are signing out with our guest song, Buikwe. Ciao.
I wrote you a letter, tore it up, then burnt it to ashes. A tear escapes the corner of my left eye, slowly trickles to my lips. All these dry bones, dry bones. Elijah, won't you save me? Hey, Buikwe Jolie, do you think of me when you're sad and lonely? Do you think of me? Baby, Buzo Bindi, do you think of me? Do I ever your mind? I'm at that bridge where angels and demons collide. Baby, please look away. The horror in your eyes will kill me. The cemetery got nothing on my clothes.